Namaste. Today I'm going to talk the topic what the Indian gurus don't teach their disciple. It is taken from the very famous book What They Don't Teach in Harvard Business School. The problem with the so-called Indian saints who are living, who are in ashrams, they do not ask you to meditate. They don't ask you to meditate for long hours. For example, I saw Michael Phelps, the one of the greatest swimmers who won 33 Olympic gold medals. He won more medals than more than 100 countries in the world. And the number of medals they have participated, he had won more gold medal than any other country. He said, every day I practice. I don't take a break. If I take a break on Sunday, I will go back. So, if you lose one day of practice in swimming, you go back 2 days. So again, I have to come back on Tuesday. And I have set my goal to be one of the biggest swimmers in the world. So that is the power of Michael Phelps. So getting enlightened, getting jnana is not at all easy. It is more difficult than getting a medal in the Olympics. This is what the gurus don't teach you in their ashram. They want you to do computer work. They want you to do PR work. They want you to come and have a nice time in the ashram, but they don't ask you to meditate. If you want to come anywhere close to the great legendary stuffs, you have to meditate for more than 8 to 12 hours of practice you require. Day in and day out practice is required. The problem with the Indian gurus is they have never practiced. They simply say, I got enlightened. But that is because Bhagavan Ramana got enlightened like that. Bhagavan Ramana is a legend. He is like Sachin Tendulkar. He is like Michael Schumacher. He is like Michael Phelps. He can do things even without any kind of practice across. But he had a stupendous niyama. He sat in one place. He never moved. He moved up and down that hill for more than 70 years. So that is the kind of niyama which a yogi practice. When a yogi sits down, when a saint sit down, they sit down in one place. The so-called modern Indian gurus take a bike and go everywhere. Take a bike and go to different countries. They have no time for practice. So remember, you can try to understand, or you can the greatest noble truth are never understood. If somebody says God exists, you have to experience. Somebody says hell exists, you have to experience. So don't get carried away by the belief. Because you know something, you understand. Understanding is very different from knowing. Knowing is a first-hand experience across. So that is what they don't teach in the Indian ashram. The Indian gurus are all fake. Now the problem is they don't even make you meditate for 2 hours. Now if you go in a Vipassana camp, they make you meditate for more than 12 hours. If you go to many monasteries of Buddhist monasteries, Tibetan monasteries, they make you meditate. Nothing but meditation. But most of the time it is a gala event. Simply now you take one guru is organizing Shivaratri. Just 108 times they are chanting the prayer. They did not chant throughout the night across. Now that is the misguidance. They simply want to entertain. They want to pull you. They want to take the money out of your pocket. So if you want to come out of samsara, if you want to cut the cords of the connection of the samsara, mark my words, you need to meditate for more than 8 hours. The Tibetan monks don't sleep in the night. They sit as if they are in a Padmasana. They sit and sleep. Do you sleep like that? So that is the power of meditation. When a meditator does not require huge amount of sleep across, they talk about balancing the inner life and the outer life. Michael Phelps said something, I know only about the swimming pool. for the 5 years or 6 years period of time, I ate, slept and swam. I ate, slept and swam. That is in the same way you should be doing the meditation. Eat, sleep, meditate. Eat, sleep, meditate. Then you will have a breakout which will be coming across. But the problem with the many of these so-called Indian gurus, they say, ask who I am. It is a very easy path. You only have to be worried about happiness. Who wants to be worried about happiness? Because many people who come to the guru have the pain and pangs of samsara. Maybe they got divorced. Maybe their parents were not okay. Maybe they don't have a job. But they don't tell you the truth. You require practice. Patanjali in his Yoga Sutra talks about Abhyasa, Vairagya. You require tremendous amount of Vairagya to come out of it. You need to practice a minimum 1,000, 1,500, 10 to 1,500 chants, minimum 15 to 20 mala in a day to overcome the limitation of samsara. The limited, whatever the great truth the saints have said, you cannot experience it because it is not your experience. People come to me and simply say, I saw this, I saw that. Experience is like a train window. You see some pictures, it will go off. But you need to come back to the practice across. So remember, it is more difficult to get, easy to get an Olympic gold medal than to cut the cords of samsara. Don't try to tell because you do 1 hour bhajan, you are going to come out of samsara. It is all nonsense. It is all lies. Now this is all propagated so that the guru will build a huge ashram. The guru will have multi-million-dollar empire where you are his customer, where you are his insurance agent, where you are his sales agent across. You need to meditate. You will get guided across. You see, some of the greatest saints have meditated for a number of years. And that is why they say the trees have grown, the anthill have grown, like that. They have lost their body consciousness. So don't get carried away by these people telling meditation is jiffy, God is jiffy, I have seen God in a jiffy. This is all bloody lies. They have never done a very deep penance, a renunciating penance across. That is the problem across. And that is not told outside. They simply say, I saw the Prime Minister, I saw somebody across. The great Milarepa was given diamond by one of the king across. He returned back the diamond and he said, why does a yogi require a diamond? And the king wanted to meet him. And he asked Milarepa to come to the palace. He said, the yogis never leave their seat. If the king wants to meet me, let him come and meet me. I am not interested in meeting the king. That is the power of meditation. The meditation will draw a lot of people towards you as a person if you meditate across. Swami Rama was meditating and there were snakes which were going around his body. He lost the body consciousness. So without meditation, without a deep penance, without practicing 8 to 12 hours a day, you are not going to go anywhere. This is what the gurus don't teach you in their ashrams. Simply they say, simply you do seva, karma yoga, bhajan. This all will never lead you to God. It is simple meditation, fire worship. For example, in the Jataka tales, it is said when Buddha did his penance, Lord Brahma awoke and wanted to test him. You will get tested by the Dakinis, you will get tested by the Kshetrapala. The whole world, the whole lower astral will awaken. Remember, Buddha got tested. He said, Mara is the representation of Satan, the lower astral. That is why when Rama meditated, there were attacked by the psychic world across. So that is the level of experience you will undergo across. So don't get carried away by all these people talking about karma yoga, bhajan and doing some few yoga postures. That will not lead you towards God. If you want God, you need only God. Just like Michael Phelps said, I said eat, sleep and swim. The same way, eat, sleep and meditate. Of course you have responsibility. Of course you have other things. but learn to use your free time, learn to use your Sunday, learn to use your evenings, and that way you will be able to build your stamina across. The Rome was not built in a one day. 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step, but it is persistence, abhyasa. Every day you need to do till the Patanjali says yogam chitta vritti nirodha. When the thought ceases, then you come into a no mind state. But when you come to a no mind state, you don't need to travel about the motorbike. You don't need to travel about to America across. You can sit down and draw people towards you. Did Ramana travel to America? America people came in search of him. So remember, if a saint travels, he is not a saint. If a guru travels, he is not a guru. That is the power. Because when you meditate, when you have the power to bring the whole world towards you across. Of course, there are people like Adi Shankara who had completed their sadhana and then they saw different kshetras. That is a different story. Immediately you cannot compare yourself to Shankara. Shankara wrote books which is astonishing, and one of the thing is the Nirvana Shatakam. Have these gurus do write such a kind of a literature which is everlasting? No, they don't do that because they have never studied Indian scriptures. They all have gift of gab. So don't believe in a guru if you do not meditate for 8 to 10 hours a day. Don't get carried away by the paraplenia of the ashram. If you hate samsara so much, you should only eat, sleep and meditate. This is what they don't teach you in the Indian ashrams. Thank you.